of our nurses is leaving us today, so kickstarting it with some donuts. Nothing but the best, Sugar Shack, aka the Crack Shack. So I have some random lifting footage here. This was a little bit after all my travels. We were out in California for a while, and then I immediately had to go down to Atlanta, Georgia for a few days for work. So I was just back to back to back, sitting on long flights, and I wanted to kind of just get in and do some mobility work. So you'll see here, this is basically just my normal warm-up for squats, but I really wanted to get really slow and controlled repetitions to really just open up my hips, open up my hip flexors primarily, because honestly I would get barely parallel and I would feel my entire low back and hips just start to really tighten up. So I wanted to keep it light, go for volume, and just let my body heal a little bit and reintroduce some elasticity. So after doing a few sets of the dynamic warm-up 135, I do some foam rolling, which I didn't film, but then I go right here into my favorite lower body, low back stretch. This really is good for opening up the hip flexors, really opening up your gait as a whole, getting into those adductors, so kind of just going into a quad stretch, a kneeling quad stretch, really leaning far into it and then just dropping to the floor to kind of just open up the hips. And then you'll see my knees externally rotate to get a little bit of that adductor action in there. So a little bit on the right side, a little bit on the left side, and then I'll do this probably twice in between a couple of my dynamic warm-ups. So getting right into some working sets here, I capped out at 225. I wanted to still get a good workout, but I didn't want to go any heavier. So basically, like I said, 135 dynamic warm-up for about 2 to 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps, and then I go right into 225 here for, looks like 1, 2, I think I stop at 8. So we'll let this run out here, and basically just want to get a little bit of volume, reintroduce my body and my hips to some load-bearing activity, and just open up those hip flexors for being seated so long on the plane. And then nothing special here. After I do my compound movements, I'll kind of go into my isolation stuff. So a little bit of the powerlifting style, a little bit of the bodybuilding / accessory work, kind of my normal workout routine. So just some extensions and curls, just going for volume again. I think I worked in about 3 to 4 sets of each, anywhere from 10 to 15 reps. Kind of again, just to get the blood flowing and prepare myself for my next exercise, box jumps. Now, I haven't done box jumps in a really long time. I used to do these a lot actually with a friend of mine, Kevin, back in Richmond. There's a really cool strength and sports and performance conditioning gym we used to go to, and him and I used to do a lot of box jumps. So I need to get back into that routine. I really like the power of the movement. I really like the fact, again, it's just a great gait opening exercise. And a great way to kind of end the workout with a little bit of extra cardio. So honestly, I just did a few sets to at least 10 to 15 reps, and then I think on my last set, I just went to burnout. So not really going for time, just want to make sure I got at least a good amount of volume. Alright, so Boothing and I are super excited. It is Monday, January 16th. We're actually going to do a live podcast recording of Sean Stevenson and his Model Health show. He's doing, I think, a tour, or he just randomly goes to different cities throughout the US and he does seminars, live recordings. I'm pretty sure today's a live recording, but we're going to go over to Busboys and Poets and go check out the Model Health show. Yeah, let's go. Thank you.
So good looking.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
I have 2 tickets
Yes.
for my wife and I.
All right, and what's your last name?
Chewning. May and Chase.
The positive energy and love that we are feeling from you guys dress tonight is really melting the little bit of makeup I thought to put on. But it feels tremendous. Look at this. What does this say about where we aspire to be, what we mean as a positive community? Stevenson! Fearless.
Yeah. Sexual chocolate. Sexual chocolate, everybody. Thank you.
And we'll share your name and question too.
My name is Chase Chewning. I live here in DC. At first, I just want to say thank you to Jade and Sean for being continuous wealth of knowledge. As someone in the health and wellness industry, I love seeing a new episode pop up on my podcast feed. So shout out to Model Health Show.
Thank you.
Mine isn't really a question about health, but a little bit more kind of the entrepreneurial side
Awesome.
of history. So, like yourself, I'm a health coach, I'm a trainer. Every day I work with people one-on-one, but I feel kind of like that itch, that pull, that drive to branch off into a lot of different side projects, working with other individuals in like a different population, even into ventures such as podcasts and different platforms to help learn and continuously apply what I learned to others. And so I would love to get your kind of background on what it was, if there was a particular moment, and how you kind of transitioned out of that brick and mortar coaching mentality and into really putting a purpose to your passion.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a great question. Jade, I know you got some things to add to this as well with your beautiful self. All right. So, advice. Share your knowledge, share your gift. You can share resources with them. Send them articles, send them books, send them podcasts, send them videos. My parting word really is to continue to ask questions. It's such a blessing for me to be here with you, to be able to do this in this format, to ask questions directly, to engage in this conversation. That's what it's all about. So thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. Take care. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, so lecture was over, and actually it was a live recording, which was really cool. I had been formulating a couple questions in my mind I wanted to ask, and actually got to ask one of my questions. So stay tuned. If you're not a listener of the Model Health Show, be sure to check them out. I don't know what episode number this will be on, but your boy got to ask a question. So Sean used to do a little bit of what I do now, kind of a brick and mortar coach, trainer, and then transitioned into side projects, and now he just does everything online, goes on tours, does books, which is very much where I want to head. And he's been a great source of inspiration, which is in turn motivating me to kind of push down that path a little bit. So Boo Thing and I got to meet him, got our pictures taken, got the fanboy, fangirl out, signed my book, and yeah, all in all, great lecture. It's like $25, money well spent. So shout out Sean Stevenson, shout out Model Health Show, and that's a wrap. It's cold.
There is union involvement in this anarchist movement, which I think is really bad. I don't know why they're trying to deal with it. We don't know.
So we're staying home, working from home today. It is Inauguration Day 2017, and as you can see, not that many people are happy about it. There's a lot of protests and riots going on in the streets. So we are not that far from Chinatown, which I think is where a lot of this is going down. Chinatown, 14th Street area. So we're just up here hiding the kids, hiding the wives, because they raping everybody. So I guess because the level of protesting has escalated so quickly, and now like a lot of streets are being set on fire, they're debating whether or not President Trump should take the classic route out of the Capitol building to the White House, I guess like as every president's done in the past, because it's clearly not safe.
This is serious stuff.
Nella, what are your thoughts on the situation?
These individuals should be arrested and prosecuted for the fullest extent.
You don't say. A woman, a few words. I like it. All right. Well, this just in. Nella rolled over in disgust of what our country is going through. Bye, Felicia. Hey, good morning, everybody. So we are back here in my hometown of Roanoke, Virginia. We come home pretty much every year. Now, we have missed 1 year, and that was 2016 due to getting like 4 feet of snow in DC. The roads were shut down, we couldn't make it out. But every year, the weekend of January 22nd, we come home. And we do this because it's the memorial of our father's passing away. So January 22nd of 2005, he lost his battle, about an 18-month battle with ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. And so because he was such an incredible man, incredible person, a great father, husband, just human being, I'm just continued to be blown away at the amount of people that show up to this every year. Sometimes it's just family. A lot of times I'll have video calls or texts from friends and old employees. We used to be in the restaurant business. We're staying downtown Hotel Roanoke. We're actually not far from one of our biggest coffee houses, and we had a steakhouse here as well. Just the impact that this man had on so many people's lives always amazes me. One of the best memories, if you can have a best memory of a funeral, is the day of. I was in the lead limo with my brother, my sister, our stepmom, and I remember looking back out of the back of the window of the car, and I think I even stuck my head out of the side of the window, and all I could see for what seemed like forever was just car after car after car after car in this convoy for my dad's funeral. It leaves a lot to live up to, to have such an impact on so many people's lives and to leave such a legacy. You can't take any of this with you guys. It's at the end of the day, when your time is up, it's really just a matter of how did you love. And this man loved with all of his heart. He gave his all, put everyone else before himself, and I'm 100% the person I am today because of him. So we're just doing what we do best, and that is come together every year in honor of our dad. So Dad, this is for you. I can't believe it's been 12 years already. Thank you so much for everything you did for me and my family, and the legacy that you have passed on, and I will continue to pass on with everything that I do. So time to go get some breakfast and head over to the cemetery.